Ask Raven. The wise one listens and answers with song, from cedar shadows where old truths belong.
I wheel above a vessel worn, the Quatsino, bruised by years forlorn. She carries more than steel and gear. She bears what men refuse to clear. For ships like mine can come to hold the weight of fear, thick and cold. Loneliness pressed into the world. All panic sealed, pumps complain. The Quatsino kept what time had stored, 1,000 days of dreading. And what she held did not remain, confined to plank or rusted frame. Passed through men like unseen smoke, or deckhands laughed at captain's yoke. A slow infection, dull, unnamed, till hazard felt like something tamed. Derelict she was and more, her seams undone, virtue torn. And as she drifted toward her end, so too did those who called her friend. After the water showed its claim, after the flood forgot its shame, crew did not cry out or flee, they fractured quietly. Not rage at first, shouted blame, but lines were drawn, camps were made. The engineers cursed bridge and shore, the company cursed luck and war. Time took the fault, the weather too. Never truth, the planking knew. Drink became a nightly rite, way to dull the warning light. Strange manners grew where reason thinned, not born of vice but trapped within. Constant alarm no hand could still, a bell that rang against their will. The hull complained beneath my wing, as if to answer everything. Captain then was Doug McGrief, though crews in whispers named him McGrief. And grief, it seemed, obeyed his course, gravity had downward. But hear this well, before my watch, before I marked her living notch, Quatsino had already shown what made it if she sailed. The dock where truth spoke plain. I saw her come to Steveston's pier, her holds with salmon packed severe. Too hard she struck, too proud, too fast, and split her skin, future past. They tied her off, crew withdrew, night assumed, but nights would do. They thought her still, they thought her sound. They did not hear the water sound. Doug slept above the bunks with ground. That water rose cold and live. He stepped outside, escaped the floor, stepped onto the dock and nothing. She sank right there in open sight, lesson staged and doctored, full of fish, of work, of shame. You cannot fay away decay. Ships do not rush to tell their tale. They wait until the lions fail. Kelsey Bay, where water opened its mouth. Northbound we ran, the tide our ally. So fast the calm itself went sly. Kelsey Bay lay smooth and wide, the glassy skin, death inside. The engineers in judgment bent, filled chilled water where it shouldn't vent. A half-filled tank, unstable prime, loaded thought without its time. Doug and one stood watch that run, no wind, no threat, no setting sun. Then water shaped a turning gate, a whirlpool born of narrowing fate. The bow fell in, ship obeyed, water shifted unafraid. And as that living ballast ran, Quatsino leaned, broken man. I saw the truth the instant then, release the wheel, roll again. Twin rudders strained, cables screamed. The wheel fought back with violent beam. At hands let go, the spin would seal. Capsized end. Prayer. Doug fell hard upon the deck. A shout got through the moans of wreck. Pull back the throttles now, don't wait. Crawled and reached, and checked her weight. The engines eased, the fourth withdrew. The ship stood up. Danger new, not luck, not grace, not fate deferred. The power reduced before it surged. Freaky Fraser River fishing fiasco. Later sailed I then with McGrief still, up Fraser's fogbound working mill. Sockeye ran, river breathed, gill nets lay like roots beneath. The law is plain, the duty clear. Slow your way, the nets are dear. Boats are lives, not debris. But Doug ran hard, defiantly. Horns blared loud, through blinding gray, as if the river should give way. I felt refusal in me, fisherman's blood. I left the helm, I took a knife, chose honest work instead of strife. I cleaned a fish the crew's fair share, tossed the waste to open air. There below an awful sight, a fishing boat was dragged in flight. Net caught fast, stern lifted wrong, the man lay back, holding. Our eyes met clear through fog and fear. He knew my face, he cursed me. I spoke the truth I had to give. I'm just the deckhand, let me live. The captain's Doug McGrief by name. The ship, the Quatsino, bear the blame. The net gave way. The river took the boat and man from dangerous hook. Doug paid the price for what he'd done. Deep damage lingered. Those aboard who mocked the nets forgot whose labor paid their debts. No fisherman, no ship, no trade. Truth too often disobeyed. And years would prove what Raven saw. My sister breaks were built on flaw. When men are used and underpaid, they leave and empires start to fade. What came before the end? Speed felt like safety. Patrol command. Speed was only a disguised plan. Masked within my time to hide fatigue and moral loose. Quatsino held what men denied, carried it until she died. Some ships are lost to storm. Some sink at dock, ignored before. The sea need not announce its strength. It waits until the lie feels right. I circle still where waters sleep, where engines hum, darkness deep, and what you choose not to attend, Raven. Unto but these verses stirred in time seated. Memories wait briefly. You may leave word for Raven at ghostboatadventures at Gmail. Those who wish to keep these stories flowing, visit Raven's Roost at askraven at Etsy, where preserved echoes and recorded works are made. Each listener gives a lecture, each telling is memory alive.
What you forget, Raven remembers. Through fire and embers, Raven remembers. Nevermore.